Yoga. Hello, my name's Anne-Marie and I'm going to be delivering a 12-week course for you. Well, 12 sessions. These are going to be around 50 minutes each and they're going to progress from complete beginner to intermediate. So I'd like to welcome all the HASSRA members around the country. We're looking forward to be able to deliver this series for you. This 12-week series is designed really to introduce the principles of yoga, its aim, goals and ethos. It will teach you to breathe correctly, to understand how to control the mind's chatter and to release tension and stress from the body. Each session will cover some yoga theory and also the anatomy and physiology of a pose. This will allow the mind to apply itself to the postures and this will stop the mind wandering. Being able to focus the mind on the breath is the key to de-stressing, the key to relaxing, and also to be able to focus the mind to do jobs better. Means your work productivity is going to be increased, your relationships with others, including your family and your work people. All of these things are improved by understanding that we can control the mind by controlling the breath. So our first session will always start with that. In fact, part one, those first 3 sessions, are going to be learning how to breathe correctly, how to understand the tension that we have in our own bodies, finding that, and then learning how to let go of it. If you learn nothing else but how to breathe properly, you will have everything you need at your fingertips really to help with challenges in both life, family and your work experiences. So I'm really looking forward to taking you through this journey. This series of 12 sessions is going to begin with understanding the breath. So session 1, 2 and 3 we'll be learning to breathe correctly, relaxing the muscles, mind awareness and an introduction to the Sun Salutation. So this particular session, session 1, is going to begin with learning how to breathe correctly. So we call it establishing breathing techniques, and these are going to be 1, observing your own breath, 2, learning how to do abdominal breathing or what's called yogic breathing, and then 3, a technique called ujjayi breathing, where you use your small epiglottis here in the throat, and this controls how the breath exits the body, but it's got a sound to it and it's got a feeling, so it really helps the mind connect to it. By doing these particular types of techniques, we keep our mind focused on the job. You're not going to be allowed to wander, although you will. You just keep coming back to the breath, and it's a bit like a muscle. If you extend your arm and you draw it back, you're strengthening the muscles, and that's the same with the mind as it wanders off. And you draw it back to its breath, and listening to the breath, you become stronger. So I'm looking forward to taking you through your first session.
Hello HASSRA team, good to see you again. Unfortunately we're not at the festival this year, but we're going to try and deliver a course for you over the next 12 weeks. And next year hopefully we'll be back at the festivals for the warm-ups. Until then, we'll be here online, sort of connection, not quite as we want, but we'll enjoy it. Remember, we're all together, we're all watching this together. Hopefully everyone's at home now, so let's imagine all of us together doing this as a group session, a group therapy, and I'll see you here every week, almost live.
Oh yes, hi everybody. We've known you for quite a few years now, and as Jamie says, it's not perfect, but actually it's a wonderful experience doing it in this method, and I've been teaching all of my classes and my courses, and I have to say it's been really, really successful. So I think you will enjoy the experience, and as Jamie says, we're actually doing this together, Don't think about yourself just isolated in a room. Hopefully you're all going to be doing it around the same time. And it really does feel like we're in the room with you. Okay, so I want you all, please, to just settle down, find yourself a comfortable space. If you've got a yoga mat, that's ideal, and it's something that you need to think about having for yourself, because it's a safe surface to be working on. The other thing would be ideal is something like this. It's called a yoga block or a cushion, something that you can sit on comfortably. Alright, so our very first session today is actually about learning how to relax. So we're going to actually start in our favourite position, which is lying on the floor. If you bring your legs this end,
Yep.
and just sitting up with your arms out in front of you. So you're going to literally extend your legs, that's it. Point your toes, you come right to the end of your mat, because I want you to keep your head on your mats, everybody, so as you go down. That's lovely. Now, I want you to point your toes, because I want you to imagine that somebody's actually holding your toes like this, because we're going to lower ourselves to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. And the reason we're doing this is actually we're going to strengthen our tummy muscles and our back at the same time by doing a really simple exercise. So inhale and extend your arms to shoulder height. That's great. And as you exhale, tuck your chin in. Drop your chin to the chest and actually look at your chest as you lower yourselves vertebrae by vertebrae. You must keep pointing those toes as if someone's holding them, and then lowering yourselves to the floor. That's fantastic. Now take your legs almost mat width apart, and then I just want you to really relax those legs. And I'd like you also to take your arms off the mat. I'm just going to move these blocks so that everyone can see. That's lovely. So the hands are coming off the block, off the mat, because I want you to really relax your shoulders. So if we bring our hands down like this and press against the floor, we end up tensing our shoulders, and that's really what we don't want to happen, because most of us have already got tense shoulders. So just turning the palms up towards the sky. Now your fingers will naturally curl in, because that's how we are naturally. And like I say, make sure your palms nice and soft, so don't stretch your fingers out. That's lovely. Okay, I want you to try closing your eyes if you can. And you're going to take a nice long deep inhalation through the nose, nice and slowly. Inhale. Then you're going to have a big sigh. Let's do that again. Take a nice slow inhale through the nose. And a big sigh. Okay, so what's really important now is that you feel the floor supporting you. The thing about doing any kind of yoga is it's about grounding. What we mustn't think about is actually that it's all in the head. It isn't in the head. Everything that you need to help get rid of those chattering minds, the thoughts that swirl around, is actually the idea of grounding or earthing. So just take your attention to the back of your head, which is pressed against the mat. Just think about the backs of your hands as well, that are resting on the floor. And then think about your lower back. You might find that you can feel your lower back on the floor as well. Now if it's hurting and lying with straight legs just isn't comfortable, then you can bend your knees, and Jamie's going to show you how, if this is for you. You're going to bend your knees, take your feet quite wide, as wide as the mat. That's great. And then you're going to let your knees just roll in towards each other. Now what this will do is just allow you to rest those legs and give your lower back a little bit of respite. So if that's you, this might really help. Okay. But for the rest of us who've got our legs extended, I want you to be conscious of your heels now as well. So your heels are actually going to be pressing against the floor. So that's another area that you should be grounding. So you're not actually using any muscles. Don't try pushing those heels into the floor. No, just be conscious that the heels are resting on your mat. That's lovely. Now underneath your mat is the floor, and below the floor is the earth. So just for a moment I want you to be really conscious that we're not simply lying on a mat, we're actually earthing. So just take your consciousness and your awareness below and down towards the earth. Now actually, if you're a gardener, if you're somebody that likes to be in the garden, you know that as you dig your hands down into the earth, it's actually quite warm. So if you think about the planet itself and the earth, and then the heat at the centre of our planet, see if you can't just connect to that warmth and allow it to seep into the body at the same time as feeling like you're sinking down in that earth. Bring your awareness now to your breathing. So using your inside eyes, you're going to scan the body for any tension that you might be holding. Now the tension that we hold is quite often in the back of our neck, our shoulders. It could be in the face, especially the forehead. So if you're feeling any tension there, just take a nice slow inhale. And then as you exhale out through the mouth, I want to blow really gently. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just feel the muscles in the face, the neck and the shoulders relax. Bring your attention to any other part of the body using your inside eyes. So if you think you might have tension in the wrists or in the hips, the inside of your thighs, the ankles, just take a nice long in-breath again through the nose. Inhale. And then making a pulse with your lips, actually blowing as if you were blowing something away. You're going to blow out through your lips. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You actually need to use the lips though. You can't just blow out through the lips without actually making a shape with those lips. So you're blowing out. What this does is really helps to take the tension out of the body. Let's do that one more time. So inhale through the nose, and then making a shape with your lips as if you were blowing a candle out. You're going to blow out really slowly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's lovely. Now just breathe normally. Breathing in, breathing out. And what I'd like you to do is observe how you're breathing at this particular point. Just notice if you're breathing steadily, if you're breathing in a rhythm, or if it's regular or irregular. Notice if you breathe in and then hold, or breathe out and hold. Just notice how you're breathing. Because what we're learning here is about observation of our own breath. And if we start to watch our own breath at any point during the day, we can tell mentally in what kind of place we are. So if the breath is calm and it's steady, then we can say that our mind is doing the same. But if we're feeling agitated, frustrated, angry, upset, tired, then our breathing will change with those mental thoughts. So keep watching your breath come into the body. Watch the breath go out. So you're watching the journey of your own breath. Out and in and in and out. You're just watching that breath. So what you're doing is learning a little bit about yourself. We're going to now establish our abdominal breathing, or often it's called yogic breathing. So I'd like you to place your hands on your lower abdomen. So I'm just going to show you exactly where that is. So your lower abdomen is actually below the navel. So what I don't want you to do is bring your thumbs together like this, because that creates tension in your wrists and in your shoulders. So just take the thumbs away from each other and just let the wrists really relax. Now you might need to take your elbows a little bit further away so that you feel that you can really, really relax those hands and wrists on that lower abdomen. So the lower abdomen, you'll find your fingers are going to be below it. Your thumb might be on it or above the navel, but those fingers need to be below. So at any point during our session, if you have your eyes closed but you sort of need to know exactly what's going on, don't forget to open them and have a look. Alright, so we're now going to establish abdominal breathing. So with Jamie's hands on his lower abdomen, we just want to make sure his shoulders are relaxed. You can see how his shoulders are actually sticking up. So he needs to relax them, and the best way is to take those elbows a little bit further away, and then those shoulders will feel a little bit more relaxed. It doesn't matter that your fingers aren't touching each other. That is not what this is about. It's simply about your hands resting on your belly. Everyone's belly is a little bit different as well, and the size of their body. So we just need to feel quite relaxed. So you're going to watch our abdomen rising as we breathe in. Now what you're going to do here is breathe in through the nose and watch the breath go all the way down to your lower belly. And I'd like you to imagine it's a balloon. And as you breathe in, that balloon's going to get bigger. So you're going to inhale, the tummy's going to rise, so that you can really feel the tummy rising. That's lovely. And then as you exhale, imagine that balloon emptying and the breath leaving the balloon and coming out again through the nose. So what you need to do, and it's very important, is to relax the chest. Just let the chest completely relax, like it's not moving at all. And you're going to let the breath go all the way down towards the pubic bone. So closing your eyes, we're going to do this together. So imagine a balloon in your belly, and as you breathe in, that balloon is going to fill up with your breath. Now what's quite nice is to think about a colour. So if you've got a colour for your balloon, then your mind can kind of really attach itself a little bit easier. So whatever colour your balloon is doesn't really matter, but what does matter is the idea that it's filling up with breath. In yoga knowledge, Sanskrit, there's a word called prana, and that is the same as life force, ki or chi. You might know it as one of those words. So when you breathe in oxygen, you're also going to breathe in this life force. This is you charging your batteries, and then when you breathe out, you're going to breathe out carbon dioxide, but you're actually going to breathe out prana as well. So it's always coming in and out. It's kind of like you're bathed around this wonderful life force. Just think about it building up your internal battery, if you like. Okay, so let's carry on doing this. So we're going to give a nice rhythm for your breathing now, which will really help you focus as well. So here we go. We're going to inhale for 3 counts. We're going to hold for 1 and then take 4 counts to exhale. Take your time and just try to totally enjoy the experience of learning how to relax. Here we go. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3 and hold, and then exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. So your balloon just deflated. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold a nice full balloon. Exhale down 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale down 2, 3, 4. I want you to carry on doing that, counting mentally. For those of you struggling with this, try to relax your ribs. If there's tension in those ribs, then breathing is more difficult. And try to relax that muscle just underneath the ribs called the diaphragm. It's a dome-shaped muscle, and that's what helps you breathe in and out. But if you're feeling particularly anxious today or tight or just very stressed, then that's going to inhibit you breathing easier. So I just want you to think about trying to melt that. And the best way is to think about the ribs. soon as you relax the ribs, I can be almost sure that you're going to find it easier to breathe. So let's carry on again. Inhaling 1, 2, 3 and hold. Exhale down 2, 3, 4. Keep going mentally counting. And remember that every time you exhale, feel the body melting deeper and deeper into relaxation, as if it was literally melting into the mat and melting into the earth. Make sure you can actually hear your breathing as well. So especially when you breathe in, think about taking quite a nice long and deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now if you feel you've established that abdominal breathing, then you might like to just place your hands again at the side of your mat. So taking your hands, but if you feel actually, you know, I still need to establish this, then just stay as you are. This is your session. It's really important you listen to your body. For those of you who've placed the arms by the side, nothing's changed. We're going to continue as ever, breathing into the tummy. So it's called abdominal breathing. And this kind of breathing is what a baby did right from birth, because the mother's umbilical cord is actually connected to that navel. So the baby breathes through the abdomen. The lungs are only active once the baby is born. So what we're doing is going back to our natural breathing, our abdominal breathing. And if you have young children in your home, or you know of young children, then notice how their belly always breathes. And we're just going back to that natural breathing. We're going to now attach something else to this, which is called ujjayi. Now the word ujjayi in Sanskrit means victorious, so it gives you some idea that it's quite a dynamic breathing technique. What we're going to do is just close the epiglottis. Now the epiglottis sits right down here in the throat, and it is the little valve that helps you whisper. If you whisper like this, that little valve switches on. So it's that same feeling. So we're going to take a normal inhalation. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3. Now as you breathe out, you're going to slightly close that little valve in the back of the throat, and you will immediately feel, you can feel the breath, but you can also hear it, and also you'll find your tummy seems to draw back towards the floor. Let's relax the belly and breathe in. Relax, breathe in. That's lovely. And as you breathe out, you're going to slightly close the back of the throat till you hear that sibilant sound. Now this is what you're going to continue doing throughout your yoga practice. So breathing in. Attach that valve, just switch it on a little bit, and exhale. So you're just going to half close it as you exhale. I'm going to come a little bit closer to you so that you can actually hear it much better. So you're going to inhale and exhale. Now it can sound a lot like the breeze going through the trees. It can also sound like the waves on a pebble beach. So as it goes up and you breathe in, that ujjayi, you switch it on, and then it's like the waves coming back down the pebble beach. And I'm sure you've heard that wonderful sound. So anything that helps your mind think about this breathing and help you relax is really, really important. It's going to do more than one thing. Ujjayi cleans the back of your throat from mucus, and it allows you to hear and to feel the breath, so the mind is attached, and also it helps your tummy muscles work as you exhale. So that means that your diaphragm, that muscle, is actually going to help push the breath out of the body. We're just going to carry on practicing this for a little bit longer. Keep thinking about your body melting, melting, melting. Now if you have any thoughts that come into your head, that's normal, but I want you to just keep bringing your thoughts and your mind to watching the breath. And if you actually watch it come in through your nose, imagine it coming through the nose, right down, down, down to your lower abdomen. And then you can watch the breath come back. And there's something else we can do as well. I want you to notice that as you breathe in, it's cool air. But then as you breathe out, it's warm air. You may never have noticed this. You breathe in and it's cool air. And you breathe out and it's warm air. I'd like you to now begin to bring the awareness back to your body. And you're going to do this by gently moving your toes and your fingers. And just going to roll your head from side to side. So we're going to just start gently waking up our spine. That's lovely. Now if you felt cold lying there, you must remember next time to put some more layers on, so that you can then take them off as you get warmer. But it's very important that you do feel warm when you're relaxing, because the body temperature is going to drop naturally anyway when you're lying still. And the other thing that I really want to explain to you while you're just bringing yourself back round is that lying flat on the floor like this helps the adrenals and the adrenaline levels in your body to come to a natural state. Think about yourself as a spirit level, and the levels of adrenaline are just coming back to a normal level. That's very exciting, I think, and it's a scientific fact as well. So Shavasana, as it's called, the corpse pose, the relaxation pose, is all about bringing the senses down and calming and soothing the mind and the body. Okay, we're going to now synchronize our breath and our movements. We need to wake up the body. So we're going to bring our legs together. Just going to step out of the way for a moment. But keep the legs together, keep them straight. That's great. We're going to bring them together. Now we're going to synchronize the breath and the movement. So we're going to take a slow inhale as we raise the arms up towards the sky. So inhale, stretch your fingers and arms only up to the sky. Then as you exhale, take them back behind you, behind your head, and feel the ribs opening and lifting. Really stretch those arms. That's great, and relax, leaving the arms where they are. Okay, now we're going to really wake up the body. So what I want you to do is inhale, stretch your arms to the back, stretching your fingers. Heels, push your heels away. Now this is going to wake up the calf muscles, backs the knees, and you're going to energize your thighs. And you can see this lovely stretch from your hips to your ribs. Mouth and eyes wide open, everybody. You stick your tongues out and see if you can lift your hips off the floor. And the only way to do that is to dig your heels in, dig your upper body, and see if you can lift. Don't worry if they don't come up, but what you're doing is getting blood into your spine. And then completely relax. Close your eyes and scan the body again. Now the tension that we hold in our body is always in the joints. So think about your shoulders relaxing, your elbows relaxing, your wrists relaxing, your jaw relaxing, those hips relaxing, knees and ankles. Everything should feel open. So imagine yourself a bit like a book now. The point between your hands and the point between your heels is the spine of the book, and then you're going to completely relax as the pages open. That's wonderful. I'm going to come up to a sitting position in a moment. So we're going to inhale, raise the arms back up towards the sky. And as you exhale, pull one knee in using the hand. Hold on to your knee. Just one hand. And then the other. And then keep exhaling and bringing the forehead to the knees. That's great. Curling the spine. Inhale, lower your back to the floor and bring your feet to the mat. Okay, now to come out of this position, there's something really important that I need to discuss. If you've got normal blood pressure, then you're going to roll over onto your right side. However, if you have low blood pressure, or you think you might, you need to roll over onto your left side, because then your heart will be stimulated. Alright, so you need to do what is right for you. So before we turn over, we're going to slightly lift our hips to turn over to the side. That's how. Bring the hands, just keep the hips on the floor, you're just lifting them to turn. That's it. Carry on, keep turning. And pull the knees in towards you just to curl up the spine. Keep your hands underneath your head. So here we're coming up stage by stage, and each one of these stages is to keep you safe, is to make sure that your back's safe and that you're not feeling compromised in any way at all. Now you've had a really nice good relaxation, so it might be hard to sit up, but we're going to have a go. So using your free hand, you're going to push against the floor and come up to a sitting position. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to take a nice deep breath and a nice big sigh. And if the body feels like collapsing, which sometimes it does when you have that great big sigh, then that's absolutely fine. And then come back to sit. Okay, so I want to warm up the spine, but before we do that, we've got to sit comfortably. So if you've got a cushion or you have some blocks to sit on, that's what's really, really important. So if you've only got a cushion, it's absolutely fine to sit on that. But if you have a yoga block or something similar to that, we're going to use something like this. And the idea is to keep a nice straight spine. So if you want to turn around to the side, Jamie, so everybody can see. So just go a little bit further that way. That's it. Okay, so if you've got a block, you're going to sit on the first third of it. If you've got a cushion, you're going to do the same, kind of just sit on the first third of it. So this is going to help just pop you up a little bit. Now for some of us, if we've got really tight hips, we might need 2 cushions. We need a little bit more bolstering, because we're going to learn to do that abdominal breathing now, and Ujjayi sitting up. Before that, we're also going to start to warm the shoulders up and the spine. Hello again. So we've sat up and we've got ourselves in a comfortable sitting position. So when I say comfortable, it's really important that you feel that you can sit without your back hurting you. So we decided, didn't we, that you could either use a cushion or 2 cushions, or you might have some sort of yoga block. Now this is comfortable for me, but it may not be comfortable for you. So if you're sat like this, it's all right to have maybe a couple of cushions sat underneath you. It really is important that you, for the next session, you've got all the things that you need. So after our deep relaxation that we've just done now, and we're coming to sitting, I just want to do some things for your spine. And this is a great set of exercises to do every day, either before doing relaxation or also after it. If you've sat at a desk all day, it's definitely really important. So just placing your hands on your knees, and to take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to bring our left shoulder to the right, towards the right knee. Now you're actually rolling the shoulder forward, and what you're doing is stretching your back and the ribs. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, taking the opposite shoulder to the opposite knee. Inhale and come back up. And do that again. Inhale. Exhale, and this time you can try closing your eyes and just really imagining and seeing those ribs stretching out in that back. Inhale and up. Now you may not go as far as me, it doesn't matter. Exhale, the other side. Everyone's going to their own flexibility, so don't worry about anybody else. Just do whatever is right for you. I'm going to do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. So really feel that shoulder stretching. Each time you might find you're going a little bit further, back to centre. Exhale to the other side. And back to centre. So it's always useful to do something like that at least 3 times. Taking a deep breath in. We're going to exhale to our right. Now take your left hand to your right knee and use the other hand behind you to support you. So you can just use your fingertips like this. and we're going to look over the shoulder so that we stretch the spine, twisting the spine, stimulating the internal organs. Inhale back to centre and exhale all the way around to the other side. And back to centre. Let's do that again, this time raising the arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, good. And from here, I'd just like to take your right leg out. And taking your right leg out, just pull the other one in to this shape. If this is uncomfortable, just put a cushion or a block just underneath your knee like that. We're going to just give our right leg a nice stretch. So we mustn't overdo it, but we do want to feel the stretch. So if it's comfortable doing so, raise the arms and then reaching towards your toe. Now you may only manage to get to your ankle, that's fine. The best thing is to keep pushing your tailbone out to the back of the room. Now you're going to feel an intense stretch through the back of the knee, so don't worry about it, but use your breath. If you can hold on to your toes, that's great, just keep breathing. Some of you might go further down. We're all going to be different, so reach your limit and then breathe into it. Beautiful. And up and down. And we're going to swap over. So swapping over the legs, make sure this time it's your left leg. If you need a block here or a cushion to support your knee, then that's excellent. And like I say, as the sessions go on, you'll know what equipment you need for yourself. Keeping the toes pointing to the sky like that. I'm going to inhale slowly, raise the arms if it's comfortable to do so. As you exhale, reach forward. Now you can either take hold of your toes or it might be the ankle, but really grip and keep pushing the tailbone out. So if you tuck your tailbone under, it's going to get harder to get to your toes. But if you push your tailbone out to the back, you'll find you can reach better. What you're trying to do is stretch right through the hamstring here and through the back of the leg. So whichever version you're doing, breathe in. As you breathe out, really try to keep pulling the toes towards you or holding the ankle and keep pushing that lower back towards the back of the room. Now it's important that you pull your tummy muscles in, because your tummy muscles protect your back. So if they're just hanging out right now, think about pulling the navel back towards the spine. And you can close your eyes if you like and just breathe. I always like to think of my in-breath as a preparation and then my out-breath as an extension. So you relax more on that out-breath. That's lovely, well done. Inhale and exhale. Now, bringing your feet into this position. So again, you might need to have two big cushions to support your thighs. And if that's what you need, then that's what you need. So don't worry. If your back's hurting and you've got a wall behind you, you could sit against that wall to give you some support. So what we're opening now is the inside of our thighs. Just ever so gently. I don't need these, so I'm just going to pop these here. So I'm going to open my feet if I can and think about my little toes trying to pop up. Now this is very challenging, especially if you do lots of sports where your ankles are very tight, but it's also very useful for your sport. It will help stop any injuries in the future. So using your buttocks, you're going to take a deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze those muscles, squeeze the buttocks so that those thighs open up. And what you're doing is stretching the inside of your groin. That's great. Keep squeezing the buttocks and keep trying to press the knees down. Now you may only go down a few centimetres, a centimetre. It doesn't matter because it's progress. But what's really important is not to use any force here. You've really got to use the breath. And that's the key to stretching, is actually the breath. So trying again, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, use that ujjayi breathing in, squeeze the buttocks and press the knees down. Now think about the back of the neck, stretching as if you're pushing it up against a wall, and use your hands to pull the feet towards you. You're going to feel the arms working. So think about yourself stretching in lots of different directions, upwards and outwards, and also rooting at the same time. Don't forget to breathe. As you get tense, sometimes you might just hold your breath. Try not to. That's lovely, well done. Releasing your hands, you're going to pop your hands under the knees here because you've stretched the muscles. We don't want them to get pulled. So deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to bring those knees together. So I just want you to wrap your arms around you like this and just drop your head and totally relax. If bringing your feet together is uncomfortable, just take your feet slightly apart like this and just relax. It's wonderful, and release. Okay, good. I'm going to bring Jamie back now to take him through just the preparation for something that we're going to start building up over these next 3 sessions, which is Surya Namaskar, the Sun Salutation. Now it's a cardiovascular exercise, so we're going to get the cardio working. So I'm going to bring him back to the floor. So you were sat doing those exercises, that's right, and you had your feet, think about where I finished with the feet and the arms wrapped around. So you've got yourself wrapped around like that. That's great. Now from here we're going to stretch ourselves out along the mat. So if you've got your mat heading forwards or sideways, then you're going to stretch yourself out along it. So Jamie, I want you to turn around back again so everybody can see you. This way. That's it. Okay, stretching your legs. Okay, so just give yourself a real good stretch by placing your hands down by the side of you, feet together, really push those heels away and imagine yourself lifting off the floor. This is called the stick pose. Really energizes the abdominals, energizes the upper body and energizes the legs. And release. You're going to cross your legs, lean forward onto your hands and come up onto your knees. So everybody do the best you can coming onto your knees. So you've got your hands here at the front of your mat. So this is your front of your mat. Make sure that you're not too far back, and you want a lovely long spine here. So if you walk your knees towards your hands, just do that, Jamie. That's what I don't want you to do. I want you to walk your knees as far back that you feel you've got a lovely long spine. That's brilliant. Okay, so we're going to start to warm up the spine here. So we're going to inhale, tailbone and chin up. No, that's the opposite way, isn't it? Inhale, tailbone and chin up. So it's called the cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck your chin in. Tuck that tailbone under, and this is called the cat pose. And again, inhale, tailbone and chin up, cow pose. And exhale, tuck your chin right under and really tuck that pelvis up. Now push down into the floor till you feel the back waking up. Inhale, back to neutral. You're going to tuck your toes under and press yourself back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, down facing dog. Now everybody will have heard of down facing dog. Just keep your feet nice and wide along the mat, a bit wider so you can really stretch back through those hands. Now everybody, this is called a wake up posture. It's waking up the backs of the legs, it's waking up the shoulders, it's really energizing your abs, and it's not really that easy, so don't overstress this. While you're holding this, if you need to come down onto your knees you can, and then press yourselves back up. Okay, now we're going to walk through our feet. So imagine you're walking through your feet. 1, 2, most of you are familiar with this if you're doing sports. But I want you to work through your toes this time, because sports people really don't use their toes as much as they can. And they actually get very tight and stiff. That's lovely. Okay, good. Coming back down onto your knees. Now you're going to come up onto your knees, take your hands off the floor. Step forward, whichever leg is easier for you, it doesn't matter. Pop your hands on your front of your knees and you're going to come up to a standing position. So you're going to come up into a squat pose. So standing up, that's it. Don't bend your legs, no, don't bend your knees. Okay, right Jamie, big mistake here. So I'm just going to move it, up you go. I need you out the way and I'm going to show you what to do. All right, so that's the biggest mistake that you can make, is when you've been sat, is to come up and go into a forward bend. So from the down dog position here, we came down onto our knees. You just sit back and lunge, and then from here, just hold on a minute, Jane. Woo. And you're going to come into a nice deep squat. What you must never ever do is come into a forward bend after sitting, because you can very seriously hurt your back, and I personally don't want that to happen. So thanks for doing that, Jamie, so that we could explain what not to do. Here we go.
That was all planned, obviously.
Alright, so from here you're going to sit up onto your knees, step forward, use your hands on your knees, push up and then come into a nice, right, let your bottom go down and your chest go further up. Chest further up, because most people won't get down as low as that, and let your hands go all the way back. Great, we're going to swing backwards and forwards now. Inhaling, straighten your legs everybody, straighten your legs, let your arms really swing, make it nice and loose and easy. This is you warming up the joints, synovial fluid getting into all of those joints. Good. Last time, stretch up, palms facing forward, squeeze your buttocks forward and see, keep your palms forward, and really push the bottom forward. Push it, more, Jamie, more. And then come into prayer position. All right, so we're going to start the basics of the Sun Salutation. Now, it takes a long time to perfect this, so I don't want you to worry about it too much. All right, here we go. Just bringing your feet together if possible. If it's more comfortable to have them apart, then you must do what is right for you. So we're standing, as we can see, at the front of our mat. Let the hands come down to the side. All right, we're going to start with an in-breath. So inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach the arms forward and then back. You can separate the hands here, separate them, palms forward as you reach back. That's it. Bend your knees as you exhale, forward fold. Hands to the floor. So bend your knees, guys. Inhale, take your right leg back, lower the knee to the floor, and then you're going to hold your breath as you step back into a plank position. Now here, exhale your knees. Your chest is going to come to the front of the mat and your elbows are going to fold in. So your bottom's sticking up in the air. Don't worry about this, it takes a little time to perfect. Keep breathing. Okay, take another deep breath and push yourselves forward through your feet and lift up as high as feels comfortable for you. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, press back down dog. Okay, because this is quite challenging, we're going to drop our knees to the floor. Take the right leg forward into the lunge. Exhale, forward fold, keeping your knees bent at this stage. Good. Now inhale, reach forward and back. Palms facing forward so you really feel that wake up stretch. And then exhale, bring the palms together. So that's just half a round. I'm going to do the other half. So taking the hands again to the side of the body. Guys, once you perfect this, this is an everyday series. It just keeps you so healthy. Cardiovascular wise, muscular, anatomical, internal organs. It's so wonderful. Here we go. Deep breath in. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach the arms forward to go back. Separating the hands, really push those hips forward. All you have to do is squeeze your buttocks. Exhale, bend your knees to bring your fingertips to the floor. Bend those knees, that's lovely. Inhale, step your left leg back. Knee down, lift your chest. Step back into a plank. Now you've held the breath here to step back into your plank pose. Exhale your knees. Now go forward as you fold your elbows in. That's great. Using your feet, push forward. Lift as high as is possible for you. Tuck your toes under, both feet together, and then press back into down dog as you exhale. Okay, we're going to lower our knees to the floor and inhale as we step the left leg forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can keep the knees bent, everybody, fingertips to floor. Inhale, reach forward and back. Keep pushing those hips away. You've only got one breath, Jamie. Don't take so long. Exhale, namaste. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to do it for you now so that you can see how it flows, and I'm going to do that adapted way of doing it. All right, Jamie, good. Okay, standing at the front of your mat. Going to do it together. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, hands in prayer. Now inhale and you bring your palms forward. Just keep squeezing the buttocks. As you exhale, bend those knees. Inhale, right leg back. Hold your breath as you step into plank. Exhale. Inhale. Come up to where it's possible. So if it's only possible to here, that's fine. Tuck your toes under, and here you can go through your knees to come up to the down dog. Then drop your knees to the floor to step forward with that right leg. Exhale. Fingertips, knees bent. Inhale, sweep, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, knees beautifully bent. Inhale, left leg back. Hold your breath here as you step back into your plank pose. Exhale your knees. Now here, reach forward as your elbows fold in. Inhale, push. You might only come to here. That's fine. Tuck your toes under. Go through your knees before you press back into down dog. Lower your knees as you step forward. Deep breath, left leg. Exhale, knees remain bent. And then sweep those arms back and lower. Okay, good. What I want you to notice now is your heart rate. Even my heart rate's gone up. Maybe because I'm talking at the same time. But this is a cardiovascular exercise, and that was a modified version. As we continue through our sessions, that's going to get a little bit stronger each time. So what I'd like to do now is lie down on the floor. So Jamie, you can come and do the best bit. You can come and do the relaxation. I'm going to take you through every part of your body to get you to relax, release any stress mentally, physically, because doing exercise you do build up stress in the body. So we're going to let it all go. So stretch your legs out. That's it. Point your toes. Imagine someone's holding onto your toes. Inhale, raise the arms up to shoulder height. Shoulder height. And as you exhale, you're going to drop your chin. Tuck your tailbone under, and I really need you to do this so slowly. You know, 4 or 5 of these a day and your tummy muscles are really going to improve. So just get down your mat, Jamie, so your head's properly on your mat. Now guys, if you want to wrap up here, you can get a blanket or you can get a jumper. So I'm just going to give Jamie a blanket to keep him warm, because when you're relaxing in a deep way, your temperature is going to drop. And this is going to ensure that you don't get a chill. So again, like I said at the beginning of the session, wear some layers. That's great. Okay, so making sure your feet are apart, everybody, and that your palms are turned up towards the sky if possible. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Inhale. And a nice big sigh. My toes and feet are relaxed. My toes and my feet are completely relaxed. My ankles and calves are relaxed. My ankles and calves are completely relaxed. My knees and my thighs are relaxed. My knees and my thighs are completely relaxed. My hips and lower back are relaxed. My hips and lower back are completely relaxed. My middle and upper back are relaxed. My middle and upper back are completely relaxed. My internal organs, heart and lungs are relaxed. My internal organs, heart and lungs are completely relaxed. My shoulders and arms are relaxed. My shoulders and arms are completely relaxed. My hands and fingers are relaxed. My hands and my fingers are completely relaxed. My neck and throat are relaxed. My neck and throat are completely relaxed. My chin and jaw are relaxed. My chin and jaw are completely relaxed. My mouth and tongue are relaxed. My mouth and tongue are completely relaxed. My nose, cheeks and ears are relaxed. My nose, cheeks and ears are completely relaxed. My eyes and forehead are relaxed. My eyes and forehead are completely relaxed. My head and scalp are relaxed. My head and scalp are completely relaxed. My mind and body are relaxed. My mind and my body are completely relaxed. I'm at peace, peace, peace. You can stay here for as long as you wish or are able. And when you do feel you want to come out of your relaxation, just remember to bend your knees, roll over before you come up. And remember to keep warm and to drink plenty of water over the next few hours to help the body continue to detox, which it's already doing. Until the next session, remember to focus on your breath, to notice your thoughts, your actions, and discover your stressful areas in the body. The key to a good life is the breath.
Session.
Good
Yeah.
session!
I'll do that one. Just and then. Yeah. Gotta get that. Huh? Good step. Yeah.
Oh, we should do that, don't we? Woo!
See you next week.
See you next week. Or next session even.
See you next session.